Hello and welcome to the Jank Tank, a weekly series where I build questionable decks and throw them against the constructed ladder. This week I have a Lurrus deck that's actually a Gallia deck. It is red-green aggro with a bit of black splashed in because I wanted to build a satyr deck, and so I typed in satyrs into the creatures here, and I'll show you what I saw. There's like 6. Taking Lurrus off, if I remove this filtering, we get basically Anax for the Satyrs deck, and that's about it. Stampede Rider, we're not losing anything for running Lurrus, so I was like, okay, we can throw black in here. I think Discordant Piper is one of the better Satyrs available to us, so it's Jund colored. I'm going to be straight up with you before we even start. This deck doesn't cast Lurrus very well. I really wish I had 2 more Overgrown Tombs to throw in, but I don't think I need to burn the wild cards on it. If you do have them, definitely need as many sources of black in here as possible, because it's primarily red-green, and you'll want a little bit of black for Discordant and double black for Lurrus. So what's this deck got? Basically a bunch of 2-drop Satyrs that we're going to buff with Gallia. Gallia says, haste 2/2, other satyrs you control get +1/+1 and have haste, and whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, you can discard a card at random to draw 2 cards. So that ability is very potent. Discarding 1 to draw 2, it's a great bonus for exposing your creatures to danger by opponent's blocks. And it's a pretty solid buff for a 2-mana creature that can attack that turn. So we've basically jammed in as many satyrs as we could that weren't bad. I don't think Nessian Wanderer is really the sort of satyr this deck wants. We've got Arboreal Grazer to accelerate us on turn 1 into some extra mana on turn 2 and 3. I'm a little iffy on this inclusion, but I wanted more 1-drops, and this is a good attacker. It's a little hard for them to kill as a 1-mana 0/3, so it'll be helpful to getting Gallia to trigger. But you can take the Grazer out if you don't want it. I would just replace it with some Satyr's Cunnings. Maybe the Wanderers if you're taking out the Arboreal Grazer. And then we've got Adventurous Impulse. This will help us dig for the black sources that we need and more Gallias, or just finding a couple more Satyrs. It's a very cheap card selection, and this deck can use it. I think it can take advantage of Adventurous Impulse pretty well. So it's in here to pick out a card, basically give us a little more card selection and quality. We've got Satyr's Cunning, creates a 1/1 red satyr with escape. Haven't escaped it a whole lot, but it's an okay option. It's basically just a 1-mana satyr that we put in the deck. Wanted a little more something to attack with on turn 2. And we got Claim the Firstborn. So as an aggressive deck, we want to be attacking with a lot of creatures. This will help us push a little bit of damage through. It's not great, but it can be useful, and it combos with our 2-drop Blood Aspirant. You pay 2, sack a creature and enchantment, it deals 1 damage to a creature, and that creature can't block. This ability is okay, but it's a lot better when you can claim the firstborn their creature first, and then sacrifice it to remove a blocker, that sort of thing. Plus it's a satyr, it's a 2-mana satyr. So we've got Discordant Piper. It is a 2/1. When it dies, it gives us an 0/1. It's going to get buffed by Gallia, and then if it dies, it gives us sacrifice fodder for Blood Aspirant. Careless Celebrant, when it dies, it deals 2 damage to a creature or planeswalker they control. It's pretty good at clearing out multiple blockers. It's just a fine body. This Grove Dancer is basically just a 2/2. Neither of these abilities are really relevant to me. Just a 2/2 for 2. We've got Gallia as another hasty 2. And we've got Heartfire. This is another sacrifice. This gives us a good bit of reach. 4 damage to any target just for sacrificing a creature. If we have a leftover goat from our Discordant Piper, or we just need to throw something to get rid of a big blocker or deal the last points of damage, this will work for us. It gives us some reach if we get close and can't quite finish out the game. I kind of want 4 in here, but I went a little light because we don't really have the luxury of sacrificing a lot of creatures usually. Not unless we land and stick a Lurrus. If we can get Lurrus into play, then we can start recasting Gallia that died earlier, things like that, and things are looking pretty good. But I kind of assume Lurrus is just going to eat some removal. He's here because sometimes he's a good backup plan, and if you can cast him, he's an extra creature that we didn't have to worry about drawing. And finally, we've got Collision and Colossus. I have used Collision to kill a flying Yorin before, but mostly it's Colossus. +4, +2, and Trample is really, really strong. Like, really strong. So we have it because it's really good. This is going to be what we use to continue attacking when they have a blocker. This deck doesn't have a lot of burn in it, and that's typically what you would do is you'd play some creatures and then burn their blockers so that you can keep attacking. We're just going to try and go over them with Colossus. It's a very good card. And then I think we're on 22 lands. Let's see. 10, 18, 22. Yep. Very low curve, so we'll be fine with just 22. The real problem is just going to be getting those swamps. That's the deck. Nice and easy. Let's see how it does. Gallia. I'm hoping to be able to overwhelm some people before they can really stabilize, but I'm not positive. This has had some really aggressive starts, but I feel like good decks will dismantle Gallia. Ready. Alright, infinite pain. It's probably only like 20 points of pain. I don't think there'll be infinite damage. This hand's kind of sketchy, but we might be able to make it work. I just need to draw one land. Alright, we're playing against the Yorion deck, so yep, there's the plane, so we can expect to run into Omen of the Sun, which is not great for us. Alright, so this gives me, let's see, I think we'll just attack with the Piper, or play the Piper this turn. Omen of the Sun's going to be a pretty strong counter to us unless I can get a Gallia. Banishing Light, okay. Could be worse. Don't really have anything to deal with it, so that card's just gone forever. Oh, we have Lurrus mana. That's pretty fortunate. Doesn't usually happen. Alright, we're going to play... It's a toss-up between Blood Aspirant and Discordant Piper. I'll go with the Piper, though. Because if he dies, I can fling his token with Heartfire. There's another Banishing Light. We probably aren't going to get there. I'm just gonna admit that. No Gallia means that we don't really have a strong attack. And he can just play Yorion and stabilize. Although Yorion right now would not do much for him. I could just burn him and he wouldn't get any value from flickering stuff. But if he plays a... let's see, I need another source of red, I think. I could play this Grazer. It doesn't do a lot, so I'm going to keep it in hand in case I need to discard it to Gallia. And this way I can Heartfire if he tries in Banishing Lights again. Turn 3, or third time Banishing Light. Alright, so he doesn't play a 5th land. He could be holding back Shatter the Sky, of course. Let us attack. Didn't play anything. He might just be stuck. He might be waiting for me to play Lurrus, of course. I'm just gonna play this and pass. If I play Lurrus now, then I risk getting Shatter the Sky. Whereas if he shatters right now, it's not really great. I can get back the Blood Aspirant. Alright, we have drawn nothing. I think I'm going to... I really want another card in there so I can escape this Satyr's Cunning. I'll play out this Grazer. He's digging pretty well, so this is not great for us, but it seems like he's still playing reactively rather than putting stuff onto play. There's his land. Still not in Shatter the Sky range, though. He doesn't have white. Double white, at least. There's an Ominous Seas. Okay. Oh, if he's going to play this slowly... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll play this Blood Aspirant. Yeah, let's just go for it. Creature gets +4, +2. It's a lot of damage. If he doesn't have instant speed removal, then... Okay, didn't get that. That's fine. So, 1, 2, 3, 7. Yeah, let's go ahead and just fling... That's 2 cards? Yeah, never mind. Let's save the fling for next turn. Oh, I don't have the mana. Okay. That's alright. Let's see if he goes to Shatter the Sky or something. Oh, it's a Garuda. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see what he gets. If he doesn't just win from this, we might, because we can sacrifice the Grazer to make his Garuda not blockable. I'm gonna take my Gallia. Is that what's going on? Now he's gonna Spark Double. Oh, he didn't want to Spark Double? That's strange. Alright. Well... Okay, I think that seals it. So we... Yeah, let's sacrifice... that. And then we'll attack. Alright, so if we do here, we'll get 3, 6. Yep. So I think he kind of threw the game when he didn't take his Spark Double for more blockers. Getting an even bigger Garuda would have been great, and then having another creature, probably another 2/2 from my discard pile. So it looked like his draws just didn't work out very well for him. He had a very slow deck that didn't capitalize on turn 5 with the 5th land. Instead, it just continued taking damage from my creatures. It looked like his Banishing Lights just weren't doing enough for him. Two Adventurous Impulses and an Arboreal Grazer to use them with seems okay. Could be really bad, though. I've got to find some good creatures with these Impulses. I think it's a little slow. I'm going to keep it, but I don't think this is going to work well. Opponent could just be AFK. That would work out pretty well. Okay. We'll keep. Big problem here is I don't have a forest. If I draw a forest, then we'll be looking good. But if I don't get to double green next turn, it'll be bad. Alright, so I've got Gallia or Adventurous Impulse are my options. I'm guessing he's going to play something big enough to block Gallia on turn 2. These decks usually have Pride Mates or... that's dangerous. Godmother's usually pretty good in Winota decks. He could just plop down a mountain and turn 4 Winota. Be pretty bad for us. Okay, well both of these are good. I like both of these options. I think if I take the... yeah, let's just take the land. Pay 2 life, play a Grove Dancer. Alright. Okay, it's a Heliod. That life gain's can be very problematic for us. We don't really have a solution to that. Tybalt would be pretty good in this deck, but I can't play with Lurrus, so might be worth dropping Lurrus. However, we can at least do a bunch of damage this turn. And let's take action. I kind of wanted that Heartfire, but it is what it is. We got more stuff. So that's a lot of damage. If he doesn't turn Heliod into a creature with a Linden here, could be looking good, but... wow. I really want that Heartfire back now. Playing the Firstborn would be really, really good too. Wouldn't be opposed. Alright, this isn't going to get me any of those things. So I can sacrifice the Grazer to make Linden not able to block, and then swing for 7. No, it'd be much less, because the Aspirant's not attacking. If I sacrifice and kill the Godmother, Heliod won't be a creature right now. I think I've just got to play the Piper. Seems really good. I think we've simply lost. Yeah, I think after gaining all the counters from Linden, I think the only way we could have recovered from that was if we had top decked a Claim the Firstborn to get rid of Linden. That would have been pretty good. I don't know if it would have been enough, because Daxos would have been another 2 devotion right there. He still would have had the same play on that turn, and Heliod still would have become a creature again. Alright, well we got a bit of a combo here. A lot of 2-drops, so we're looking okay. Could use a couple swamps. Like I said, we're not going to cast Lurrus very often. Alright, well We can Adventurous Impulse. We'll get a Gallia. That land might have been a better choice, but we got a lot of satyrs to buff with Gallia. No Pride Mate. Oh, okay, so it's not a Pride Mate deck, it is a Flyers deck. That's pretty good. Being able to steal some of their cards is quite key. Like their Empyrean Eagle. Just trying to think who's the best to go with here. If I did the aspirant now, they would know to be careful with what they played. Well, that's also a problem. Skybonder makes it very difficult for Blood Aspirant to actually work. I think this is fine. I think I'd rather have collision for one of his flyers rather than attacking. So let's play, let's go with the Blood Aspirant. I think he's just going to play another Skybonder. I think that's the only reason he traded there. Goes to draw. Alright. Well, unfortunately, I can't Satyr's Cunning and Gallia because our mana is not quite right. So we still can't double cast anything. We could double cast this. That's not bad. Then next turn we play Gallia and have a pretty good attack. If we get a source of red, then we'll be able to do two things, and that'll be pretty good. Okay. These decks usually run Rally, Rally of Wings, I think it's called, +2 to all their creatures, so I've got to be careful. If I take his Healer's Hawk and throw it at this Healer's Hawk, I think that's pretty good. Oh, I can't. I don't have the double red. It's going to be a problem. So Rally would eat one of my creatures if I attacked with Gallia. Probably Gallia, because she's clearly the most dangerous. And I would be fine with that because I have another. But it would be pretty counterproductive. Alright, I'm gonna discard to draw two. I'm hoping I don't lose Claim the Firstborn. I'm assuming one of these dies from either a white spell that destroys attacking creatures or Rally. Maybe both. Okay. Just fine with that. Sweet, we got some land. Doesn't want to block. Alright. So let's go ahead and... being a little loose with my life here, considering he's got Healer's Hawks, it's going to be hard for me to actually race him when he plays something that buffs all of them. But I think this is pretty strong. Right, so it costs 3 if I want to claim his Jubilant Skybonder. Right, 1, 2, 3, and then I can do that. I think throwing a Skybonder is pretty good right now. 2 more life. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. Well, in that case, I take, if he plays something that buffs all of them, I take 3, 5, 7. I don't die in that situation. No. There we go. Just gonna kill his creatures. No reason to let him get some sort of Empyrean Eagle buff. Rally with Wings, just blow me out. Too close to dead in this guy. I can kill his Healer's Hawk if he's not gonna play things to make it powerful. Ooh, Fabled Passage. So this is fun. Fabled Passage combos with Blood Aspirant because I sacrifice a permanent. And that Grove Dancer is actually going to get me incidental value. I probably should have played the other one first. Didn't really think about that synergy. But we get a Swamp, so now we can play Lurrus. So let us... let us see if there's counterspells. Nope. We're just going to attack. If he's got another Divine Arrow type of effect for Gallia, we can replay her with Lurrus, so not worried. Aw, my Blood Aspirant. But I worked so hard to make him big. Got more Gallia. Okay. So I don't have any 1-drop I could play with Lurrus right now, so I'm going to just play the Grazer, and I don't believe that he is running board wipes. So I'm going to play Lurrus as well. And this looks pretty good to me. That's a little annoying. Guard Mage is a little tall. Alright, so there's another Blood Aspirant. I definitely want to kill both his Spectral Sailor and his Healer's Hawk. And I can just play both. I want both in play so that I can get the sacrifice counters on both of them. Alright, so I'm going to go with the Lurrus because that does give me an attack of 3 characters. Lurrus can die to this Guard Mage right now, but I've already gotten a good bit of value off of him, and it lets me push a lot more damage through. He can make this trade, but I'll feel a lot better about this. And he doesn't go for the trade, so I gain 3 life. I don't have any blockers, so he might be able to kill me with like double Rally with Wings. Put him up to 5 plus 6, yeah. So he might just kill me here. Might have been better just to go 1 Grazer instead of Blood Aspirant. But these two look pretty good. Oh, that makes things a lot easier. So we go Grazer, Cunning, and then I can throw the Grazer there and swing with everyone. Yep. Cool. It was a little sketchy, but he didn't have the wide pump that he needed, or if he did, he lost the opportunity to play it when I threw his creature. Lurrus is really good when you can get it. I wish that I could make the mana base a little bit more consistent. But it's fun. I really like playing with Gallia. I think getting to draw extra cards is good. It's a very good +1 buff to all your guys. This hand's pretty sketch. I'll keep it. If he plays more than one creature that we can't steal with Blood Aspirant, then we're dead. Oh, we got a Healer's Hawk. Let's see, let us get... I think this is an okay time to actually grab a swamp. We've got red, green, double red. If he plays like a +1, like Fight On right now, I will be very embarrassed. Oh, it's another Heliod. Okay. Well, we have the Claim the Firstborn this time, so maybe things will be okay. Oh man, and then we play Gallia and discard Claim. Alright, let's roll the dice. Yeah, I'm gonna take action. Alright, get out of here, Colossus. Sweet. I don't care about my life total. Grazer, go! Alright, show me your Linden. It's a Lurrus. Seems good. And an Alseid. That seems good. Okay. So, I claim the Firstborn, that's pretty good. I mean, I think that's the whole story. I can claim the Firstborn, and that's pretty good. I'm gonna throw Lurrus. Oh, Heartfire, come back. I'm pretty okay with that, to be honest. Oh, I foolishly attacked with the Aspirant. Alright, I'm probably going to lose this game, so let's just, let's get this over with. Or I just have lethal. Sweet. That was a lot of damage. I wasn't really looking at my math. +4/2 is a lot. Well, this could be good. Could be bad. If I draw a land, though, we'll be looking pretty good. Grazer, turn 2, 3 lands. Yeah, let's put this into play. Adventurous Impulse for a land. I think that is what we will do. Give me a land. Alright. We did. Discordant Piper. Let's get in for some damage. Got him. Oh, Blast Zone. Blast Zone for 2 is going to be very good. We might just lose this game. It might just be over right now. Okay. I don't think there's much difference between playing the Piper or saving Heartfire to throw the Piper. Like, he can Banishing Light next turn, in which case I'd want to play Heartfire to throw it in his face instead. Which he didn't. It looks like we're good on that front. But I'd rather just play out the board. Oh, that Season of Growth. It's going to be very good. We're going to get a Swamp. A Swamp. I think he obviously wants to Heartfire the Lurrus. Or not Heartfire, Banishing Light the Lurrus, which makes sense. I think that'll be okay, though. Well, maybe not with the Blast Zone, but we'll see. Field of Ruin. Yeah, you destroy my Blood Crypt. Actually, killing my Blood Crypt would be pretty good. Yeah. Fine. Wow, that's a lot of collision. Unfortunately, I can only cast one a turn. I should have cast that instead of this Lurrus. Well, let's just go ahead and pump some damage on. Alright, so we've got Heartfire mana up. If he goes for another Banishing Light, I think we just win. Gallia. That would be in place of Collision. What would he have that would ruin me? Omen of the Sun, in which case I want Gallia. Alright, let's go. I like my hand though, so I'm not going to... just kidding. I'm always going to get the extra cards. Goodbye, Heartfire. Nope, okay. Alright, nice and easy. I like it. I like playing Gallia. I'm gonna be honest with you, I mostly did my testing for this in the play channel rather than in ranked. I fully expected to be destroyed in this queue, but it seems to be going well. People aren't really ready for this level of aggro, which is strange because there's been a lot of aggro for people to get used to. This looks fine to me. Just run into a lot of decks that haven't really seemed to take off. Which I guess is how aggro works, you kill them before they get their good stuff going. Kind of why I built it for this. But previously Umori decks had been rolling me, so... Okay, is there a way to get Grazer and Discordant Piper? Oh yeah, it's very easy. Discordant Piper. Grazer. Fabled Passage comes in tapped. That's okay. It'll untap itself when I crack it next turn. This is a little slow, though. I think this might give us some trouble. Whatever he's going to do with this Paradise Druid's probably going to be difficult to deal with. Counterspell. Simic, so I guess this could be a variation of the Simic Flash stuff. I don't usually see Paradise Druid in that, but yeah, this looks like a counterspell to me. No, you can have it. Alright, so the real question is, do I get rid of his Paradise Druid by throwing a Grazer at him? I think the answer is no. I'm just gonna get in for some damage. Of course we'll take action. That Heartfire is great, but I want 2 cards. 2 cards is better than no cards. Alright. I'm probably gonna really want that Heartfire very soon. Like when he plays that Nightpack Ambusher, I'll be like, man, if only I could do 4 damage on demand. I'm not sure how I feel about these Grazers. I really like that they just helped me get my card draw off of Gallia. And they're good sacrifice fodder. But you know what's better sacrifice fodder? A 2/2 Satyr from the Satyr's Bond, or the Cunning. So I might recommend taking out 2 Grazers for 2 Satyr's Cunnings. Alright, we're gonna play Grove Dancer. I mean, it's a pretty easy Voracious Great Shark if you have it. Alright. We'll get wrecked. We'll, get all the value. We'll play Lurrus. Hopefully he doesn't just slam down a Agent of Treachery. Alright. I mean, this smells like a Frilled Mystic thing to me, so... And we have enough to play both, right? Yeah, we'll just play out everything. He'll counter one of them. He knows I'm going to play a Gallia this turn, so... There's no reason for him to counter these. I just realized I'm dumb. If I had played Gallia first, I could replay Gallia from the graveyard. No, you can only do it once a turn. That's fine. I didn't make any terrible play mistake. Oh. All of it resolved, huh? Well, I'll attack with all these fools. Okay. Kind of assumed that would happen. As long as I have Lurrus, so I can keep, like, drawing stuff. And I'm now, what, 1 Heartfire away? He's gonna need a lot of blockers. Okay. Well, let's see if Gallia resolves. Right now I can get in for 2 damage. If this resolves... Oh, he has... Let's assume he has a creature, so I can get in for 0 damage. Okay, well... He'll probably have a creature. Although I don't know what creature he would have. I'm just gonna swing with everything. That'll get me the closest, and maybe I'll draw a collision. Okay. Claim the firstborn. That might do do what I need. Unlikely though. He's gonna go down to 1. Alright, I got a bunch of goats. Can't cast that Grove Dancer. Alright, so I've got 1 creature with power right now. Go, Grove Dancer. Got him. Alright, let's pay. Man, it feels like so long ago that I was saying, I don't need this Heartfire, let's discard it to Gallia. Who could have foreseen that I would immediately need that Heartfire? Got a lot of blockers. Don't counter it. No Frilled Mystic. I mean, counter it or don't counter it. It's okay. Yeah, let's yeah, it doesn't matter. We tap our land. So I was gonna say, if we have another land, we can activate Skill a Grove Dancer for a little bit of extra life, which might end up being relevant. It could buy us another turn. All right, Sea Deshar Octopus. You got it. I want to just plop down like an Endrace Forerunners. Like, oh, that's a lot of tokens. Yeah, he doesn't really need to rush this. Well, I got the Blood Aspirant combo that I was waiting for, so let's pop this and take a land out so we're not drawing that land. Collision. Okay. It depends on how he blocks. I don't know if he can block effectively to prevent everything. So let's take this. And see if we can trample some damage through. Alright, let's go with everything. And I'll be like, oh, you fool, you can't sacrifice it to my Blood Aspirant now. It's all part of the plan. And we have just enough to survive a Mystic Dispute, but not a Convolute. If he's running Convolute, we lose. Didn't he hit me with the negate earlier? No, that was last game. Alright. Yeah, it's a lot of creatures, so he doesn't really have the luxury of double blocking everything. Did we do it? Ow, 2? That's a lot of mana. Alright. Amazingly, this 22 land deck was able to pay through all his Mystical Disputes and Quench. We did it, everyone. Oh man. Alright, well, our games have been pretty quick. Let's play a couple more. Actually, I have zero faith in this one. This seems really bad to me. But mulliganing on the play. Maybe we'll draw some stuff. Arboreal Grazer with 3 lands is sweet. It's just Gallia with no other satyrs is very, very sad. Ooh, a red deck. I think they're going to be able to out-aggro us. Especially if they have burn. Alright, don't need this. We're just gonna turn things sideways. Shock. Alright, this is kind of the best case scenario. We have another Gallia. Take 0. Probably should have saved this to block. It's not like red has hasty. Yeah, look at that. See if that ends up biting us super hard. Alright, so I can claim the firstborn. That seems really good. Let's do that. What do you do? Exile? Land? Can't get the land. Not like we'll have a turn with it anyways. Being able to play that Castle Embrith would have been great, though. Oh, there should probably be Castle Embriths in here. Yeah, easy recommendation for after we wrap up. Put Castle Embriths in. I don't think that'll disrupt us too hard. We have a lot of mountains. All of our lands are mountains. Oh man, that's a pretty good Torbrand. I'm sure he won't play it. Oh ho ho, can't block. This Collision Colossus seems really good. I'm gonna be dumb and not. I'm not gonna discard it this time. There's that land. Am I dead? 4, 5, 9. No. In fact, he might be the deads. Oh. Oh, I wanted to hold this. I wanted to cast Collision first. I guess we can't. Always turn on full control before you need it. Alright, so 5, 9. We out-redded them. Let's get their city. Success. I'm really pleased with this. This has killed a lot more people than I thought it would. So we'll do one more game and see if we can keep this up, and then we'll go back and look at the deck. I don't really have many sideboard or options for this. You've got your standard like Fry and stuff, but there's not a lot of satyrs you can put in. So my only recommendation is like take out Lurrus and put in Tybalt. Which seems really good to me. Being able to make your mana base a little more consistent is probably worth it. Yeah, see here I don't have red and it's really awkward. In fact, this is a bad hand. We'll mulligan this one. Arboreal Grazer doesn't really attack, and Piper is useless. Yeah, I think I'll mulligan this one. That's interesting. We'll put back one Satyr's Cunning. Okay, playing another Yorion deck. This will be a little sketchy. This is the type of deck where the Lurrus comes in useful, because if they wipe your board, you can have something to fall back on. All right. I want the green, but I'd rather have the Kairos Celebrant right now. What do you have? Omen of the Sea? Card draw? Opt. Omen. Go get your planes, find a Teferi. I know how this works. Oh, Narset. Alright, that's the other one. They're all the same. Reveal, Shatter the Sky. Sinister Sabotage, okay. It's an interesting one. Let's get a Forest. And kill this Narset. Might be correct to go to the face, just get damage in while I can. I could be wrong. But digging for another card's quite good. I think the Sabotage is probably going to be reserved for Lurrus. That's a little hard to do because I play Lurrus after the board wipe. Yeah, sure. Oh, sweet. Alright, we're gonna Adventurous Impulse. And I guess we're gonna take the Gallia. So we could just Yorion next turn. That would be very good for us, because then we can Gallia, Collision, kill the Yorion, and get in for 2, 5, 7. Teferi now would be pretty good, because he can bounce the Celebrant, and then if I don't kill Teferi, plus so that he can Shatter the Sky at instant speed. Alright, let's get a Forest. And this looks to me like he just wants to counterspell, which is not going to work well for him. Because we have another one. 2 Gallia. Oh man, where did that Sinister Sabotage come from? This is so unexpected. Surprise. Take action. No! That's the one I wanted. Gallia, how could you do this to me? Discarding the card I want. Yeah, that was what I was afraid of, was a board wipe now. Could be fine though. So I still have the Arboreal Grazer. Let's see if I can find a swamp. Oh, that's a swamp. Let's do like this. Alright, now he's within my double Heartfire range. I just need creatures to throw at him. I've got Satyr's Cunning for it. He needs another board wipe. Oh, he gets it. That's fine. He's got 2 mana, so that is enough to quench. That's exactly the card I wanted. I don't have enough to win right now. But I think I do next turn. I don't really have anything that I'm recurring with this, so now that Lurrus is gone, it doesn't matter what's in our discard pile. Alright, he needs another board wipe. And that won't do it. If he just time wipes and has nothing else, he needs counter spells is what he needs, so let's see what he digs for. Hopefully he just goes for a big Yorion. If he gives land Yorion, he can still have a counter spell up, which is bad. I need 4. If I get a land, I can Satyr's Cunning and 2 Heartfires. He might counter the Satyr's Cunning. Oh, there's his land. Oh. Huh. You want to counter a Satyr's Cunning? I mean, I guess... Yeah, this is bad for him. He needs... Because he's got to play something to block these Pipers. Oh, Omen of the... Yeah, Omen can wreck me now. Oh, didn't have it. Alright, I think we got there. Counter me. We've been sabotaged. Good game. Sweet. I really like the discard and draw with Gallia. I think it appeals to me so much because I can instantly feel regret. Like, it's immediate. You're like, oh, I lost that card I was planning on having, and all I got was a land and a grazer. I guess I'll play them. But it's fun. I really enjoyed playing this deck. Seemed to do pretty well. I guess people aren't expecting the Gallia. It's not really something you see a lot in the ladder, so people aren't prepared for it. But 2/2s are pretty good on curve, so seem to do okay. I don't know if it'll really make it in the upper tiers, but this was fun to play. If you have the mana base, it did take all the shocks to play. Lurrus was good though. Like, I think he did what the deck needed to. I don't think I want to take him out. However, Tybalt. Oh yeah, take off the filtering. Tybalt makes devils, not satyrs. That's too bad. He's probably a good sideboard option though if you want to adapt this deck for best of threes. He's going to prevent life gain, and that's pretty key. Gallia is not going to buff him, but those devils are great for throwing with Heartfire or sacking to the Blood Aspirant, so that's good. you can definitely morph out of the Lurrus. I would probably take out the Discordant Pipers and just go to Gruul in that case. Find something else to go in this 2-drop slot, like the Zerta Goblin. 3/3 or a 2/2 haste is really good for 2. So you're pretty safe going with that, I think. As for the Grazers, I think I would cut down 2 Grazers and put in 2 more Satyr's Cunnings. You see Gallia a lot with this deck, and getting a 2/2 swinging on turn 2 when you play Gallia, it's two 2/2s attacking, and that's pretty good. And if they have a blocker, you're happy to throw away Satyr's Cunning into it. So it's going to get you a body that can actually attack and do some damage better than Arboreal Grazer does. I was happy with the Adventurous Impulse in this deck. I think I would switch it out for Infuriate maybe, or some other pump, or maybe Shock if you take out Lurrus. The Adventurous Impulse helps you dig for a swamp in some cases, so I liked it, but if you're not a Lurrus deck, then you might want to swap it out for some more punch. And yeah, I'd probably go with a Shock or something else that gives you trample. I'm not sure which trample, how many trample instants and sorceries there really are besides collision. Let's see. Footfall Crater. Ugh. I don't think I want Football Crater. Bargain would actually be really good for this deck. I think I would play that over Infuriate in most cases. I'd have to test it, but I think Bargain would be good, giving you some surprise trample. I mean, we don't have any humans in here, so it's +2/+2 and everyone gets trample. And then yeah, if you're sideboarding, put in Fry. It's gonna just burn some stuff like Yorion. You don't want to get stuck trying to fight through lifelinkers, so this is good against all the white life gain stuff. Eats Ajani's Pride Mates, Daxos, that sort of thing. Yeah, if you're looking for another damage spell, I would also recommend Flame Spill for this. This deck gets stalled out by cheap blockers sometimes, like 1/1s are really good at blocking Discordant Piper. 2/2s can block and trade with a lot of your stuff unless you find a Gallia. So Flame Spill is a good removal spell that'll eat that blocker and get you some more damage. I don't know what I would take out though. Possibly Adventurous Impulse for it. Impulse is more of a like, I've played it turn 1 just because that's all I have. This deck's unfortunately light on turn 1 plays, but I'd rather be playing creatures turn 1 and then Adventurous Impulse turn 3 to dig for something specific. So it's more of a turn 3 play. Flame Spill can occupy that same slot. And that's the deck. Nice and easy. You turn stuff sideways. It was definitely my style of aggro. Run people down before they can get all their crazy synergy going. It's a good time for that because there's a lot of strong kind of high-end stuff going on. A lot of things that are trying to get into Agent of Treachery range. Being able to just put on pressure and force them to block with things will help you in those sorts of matchups. And I think the Lurrus is probably the right build for this because running into board wipes like Time Wipe you saw in that last game, Lurrus was really good just to put more stuff on the board that basically forced them to have another board sweep, which they did, but it was all part of the eventual plan, so it worked out well. I will be back next week. I'm going to put up another draft or 2 on Monday and Wednesday, I think, and I'm going to be working more on that Mardu Offspring's Revenge deck for Friday. I think I've finally got it about to where we can show it off. So I'll see you guys next week.